What's up, guys? So my video yesterday about losing to a quote-unquote low-tier player sparked some tier list discussion in my stream chat. So what I did was, at the end of my stream last night, I went ahead and kind of gave my unfiltered thoughts on the post-patch tier list. So it's a little bit rambly, but I hope you find it informative regardless. Let's watch the clip. Okay, so I think the top tier is probably the easiest to define, so let's go ahead and do that. Cell, best character, easy peasy. Second best character, I think Bardock. Where's he at? Bardock. Krillon's top of the list, guys. No. I'm going to put Cell all the way up here, the very top of S. So then we got Bardock, Kid Buu. Hey, what's up, Kamiyan-san? You're just coming here at the end of the stream. I'm doing a little bit of a tier list discussion. Okay, Kid Buu. Who else belongs up there? I'm going to put Goku Black here. And I'm going to put, where's Adult Gohan? Adult Gohan here too. So I think that these two are insanely good, but they're not quite as good as these top three. And the other thing is that Adult Gohan is kind of limited because he only is a point character. His assist is not super relevant. Whereas Goku Black is actually much more versatile because he's got a really good assist. He's really good at using meter. He's really good in general. So, strong character. So now it starts to get a little bit harder. Let's just start going through characters and I'll say where they think I think they are. I'm going to put regular Goku right here. Left and right doesn't mean anything, by the way. So I'm going to put Goku right here. Very good character. Not overpowered, but very, very good. I'm going to put Android 18 there as well. I think I might put Trunks a tier above these guys. We'll come back to Trunks. He's really freaking good. I'm going to put post-nerf Android 16 here. I still think he's good, but he's not nearly as broken as he was before. I'm going to put Hit there. I think I am going to put Android 21 kind of in a tier above these guys. She's crazy good. For a lot of reasons, like her command throw is really good. I know she has that issue where you can't command throw after you use up all your slots, but that's like a pretty minor problem. And she's got everything else. Really good normals, really good specials, really good assist, really good everything. Good damage, very, very damaging combos. So Android 21's pretty ridiculous. I guess I'll put Trunks up there with her. Trunks, really good normals. Really good mix-ups, high-low. He's pretty hard to block. Really good assist. Very solid all-around character. Pretty ridiculously good. Gotenks, I think, probably belongs down here. Gotenks is pretty solid, but he's really hard to play. One of the highest execution characters in the game, but he does have really, really good Oki. I think Vegeta might actually belong here still. It's kind of crazy to think. I thought Vegeta was going to be trash after they nerfed his assist, but in practice, his assist is still really good. It still enables stupid combos. It still, lets you kind of knock people down, or lock people down. Obviously, it's not the same lockdown it was before because you can reflect or super dash through it, but it still has the same general effect of holding them in place. Because even if they do reflect, they can't move, and then you can still mix them up. Or if they super dash, you can obviously punish it with a down heavy if you're baiting it. So his assist is still really, really good, and he's still pretty solid on point. So I think Vegeta belongs up there. Next up, so we're getting to kind of the hard choices here. I think we're going to start making some people mad. So I think Blue Vegeta belongs here. Blue Vegeta is a very, very solid point character. He has a lot of mix-ups, pretty good damage. People's big complaint about Blue Vegeta seems to be that he's not very meter efficient, which is kind of true. He does kind of require meter to do decent damage, but he does do pretty good damage, and he's very hard to block. He's very good at mixing people up. So that's why I'm putting Vegeta Blue. I guess we can start talking about some bad characters. I think that Piccolo is one of the worst characters in the game. He struggles way too hard for damage. He has to like work way harder than every other character to get good damage. Plus, he like is really bad at doing damage and getting knockdowns without meter outside of the corner. And he has no good projectiles. Like, his projectile is good for setups, but it sucks at zoning because they can just super dash through it. So it's really hard to play neutral with Piccolo. I think he's one of the worst characters. Although it's worth noting, I know I've said this before, but I think that every character is viable. I think if you really want to put in the work, you can get to like Majin or higher rank with any character if you put in the work. It's just that some characters you do have to work a lot harder. If you're playing these guys, you're going to have to work hard to learn their optimal combos, but once you have that, you're not going to have to work that hard in the game. Like, you can kind of just run your flow chart and make it a single player game. But yeah, you can still do well with bad characters, but it's going to be hard. So I think if you really like a low tier character, low tier, and I know like saying low tier makes them sound bad, but low tier characters are still playable in this game. It's very balanced. They gave bad characters good tools. But yeah, you can still play a low tier character if you like them, and that's what I do with Crillon. So I guess we'll talk about Crillon next. I think Crillon is actually probably a tier above these guys. He has better normals than people think. People complain about his normals all the time, but he's got some pretty decent normals. Down M, standing heavy is really good. He's got very good projectiles, actually. Some of the better projectiles in the game. Good mix-ups. His big issue is that he just has no damage. One of the poorest damage characters in the game, so that's a struggle. Like, if you grind out these characters, you can get really, really long damaging combos that lead into good Oki, but Crillon doesn't really do that. He just does basic, like, double jump combos and stuff. Like, Crillon doesn't have anything crazy, so that's why I think he's really low tier. And, of course, his down heavy being bad. His down heavy being bad hurts him a lot, but yeah. I think that Adult Boo is probably about here with Crillon, maybe even higher. I might put. Did I say Adult Boo? Majin Buu. I think Majin Buu might be a tier higher than Crillon. We'll come back to him. That's a hard call. I do think Tien is one tier higher than Crillon. Tien is a solid character, but he doesn't have anything cheap other than his damage. Damage is about all he has. He's a pretty limited character other than that. Like, his mix-ups aren't that real. Like, his command throw is a little bit slow. It seems hard to block at first, but I think that Tien is not that amazing, other than his damage. Like, his damage is a problem. Like, his damage makes him hard to fight, because sometimes he just kills you, like, off of one hit, but, like, his actual, like, specials, normals, and, like, stuff like that, I think he's pretty limited. His assist is decent, though, which does help him. Like, he's got actually probably in the upper 50% of the cast in terms of assists, but I don't think it's quite enough to pull him out. Like, when you have characters like Goku, amazing assist, Android 16, amazing assist, Trunks, amazing assist. All these guys have amazing assists, right? So why would you play a character with, like, a pretty good assist? Like, it's comparable. It's about as good, probably, as, like, Android 16 assist, but he's just not very good on point, in my opinion. Anyway, moving on. I would say Beerus is probably here, too, or maybe down here. This is a tough call. I'll go back to Beerus. I think that Broly is probably down here with Crillon. Well, I don't know. It's hard. Like, when I say a character is the same tier as Crillon, all of a sudden it's like, wow, that means they're pretty bad. So it's hard for me to do that. I think I might put Yamcha here, actually. I can't decide if Yamcha's here or here. He's not good on point. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'll acknowledge, Yamcha is not good on point. Well, he's decent, but he has no damage. That's, like, his biggest downside. He does absolutely crap damage, some of the worst in the game. But his assist is very good. So I think I might park Yamcha right here, which people always... Sonichu says Yamcha should be top. I kind of agree. People always give me crap when I say that Yamcha is really good, but his assist is really crazy. It's probably the second best assist in the game behind Vegeta. Or it might even be better than Vegeta assist now. They're both ridiculous. Okay, who else? Goku Blue, I think, is probably down here with Tien. He's like a solid character, but he's kind of just worse than regular Goku in basically every way, other than his mix-ups. Like, his mix-ups are good with teleport, and with his overhead and his standing low. His mix-ups are good, but other than that, I think he's worse than regular Goku in most respects. And the big problem is regular Goku's assist, obviously really good. Blue Goku's assist, not that good at all, so big problem. I think Nappa is down here with Piccolo. I think Nappa's one of the worst characters. A lot of the same problems as Piccolo. No good projectiles. It's hard to play in this game if you don't have good projectiles, because Vanish is so strong. It's really good to throw out projectiles and vanish them on hit. No good meterless damage, like mid-screen damage. He also struggles. So a lot of the same problems as Piccolo. He does have some good normals though, so he has that going for him. And he's got decent setups in the corner, but still pretty bad. Frieza, I think, is probably down here with these guys. Frieza, like, he feels like a solid character, but his big issue is that he's a zoner in a game that is very toxic to zoners. It is very hard to play zoning in this game because there are so many options for getting around zoning. And also Frieza's damage is bad. Outside of like crazy golden Frieza combos, Frieza's damage is really bad. So he does have good zoning tools, but and some really good normals too. Frieza's got some killer normals, but overall I think he kind of struggles. Ginyu, I can't decide which of these tiers Ginyu is in. Ginyu I think is really bad, but I don't know if he's as bad as these two bottom guys. I might put him a tier above. I think these two are kind of in a tier of their own in terms of being bad. I'll put Ginyu up here with Crillon. Ginyu has really bad normals, bad damage. The only thing Ginyu has going for him is that the Ginyu Force is pretty good for setups and zoning. But bad normals, bad damage, no really good mix-ups without like ridiculous like assist setups. So Ginyu struggles for sure. Raccoon is pretty cool though. Now that I've thought about it more, okay, so I think Kid Gohan belongs here. Teen Gohan? Young Gohan? Young Gohan belongs here. He's a really, really hard character to play. Stubby normals, but he does have good damage, and he does have some good mix-ups. So I think he belongs about there, like, and his assist is like okay. His assist is not bad. Yeah, Young Gohan, he's like a rapper or something. So I don't think that Young Gohan is as bad as everyone says, but he does kind of struggle. And there are a lot of characters, like I would say like Android 18, Young Gohan, maybe like Goku Blue. They all have this problem where like they're only really good as point characters, but there are way better point characters in the game. Like Cell, Bardock, Adult Gohan, Trunks. Like, why would you play these guys when you can play these really overpowered guys? And so there's characters who are not as good, you know, like regular Goku or like Tien or Android 16, who like they're not as good as these guys either, but they have team utility because they have good assists or good DHCs or stuff like that. But characters like Android 18 or like who was I just talking about? Young Gohan, Teen Gohan. They're pretty much point characters only. Like, they're good at being on point. They don't bring a lot of team utility. So there's not much point in playing them, unfortunately. So now we're getting to the characters that are a little harder for me. I can't decide. I think Beerus... okay, we'll put Beerus up here. Beerus isn't that bad. He's just really awkward to use, and he's not very damaging. He has a bad down heavy, which is kind of like a death sentence in this game. I say that as a Crillon main. It really sucks if you have a bad down heavy, but his 2M is good, I guess. A lot of his normals suck. Like, his jab is really slow, right? Doesn't he have one of the slowest jabs? Which is also bad because, like, when you are at 0 frames, you can't trade with jabs. So, he's got good setups and pretty okay zoning, but he does kind of struggle because of his bad normals and bad damage. Broly. It's really hard for me to decide. I think I'm just going to put Broly down here. Broly's kind of a one-note character. All he can really do is like mix up between armored attacks and command throws. And I think that there's a lot of option selects or like fuzzy guard type things to get out of his... Fuzzy guard in like the option select sense, not in like the instant overhead sense. I think that there's some ways that you can just avoid. Yesterday I said Crillon has a good down heavy. That's not true. I never said that. I said that he doesn't need one probably. But yeah, anyway, Broly, he doesn't do a lot of damage. He doesn't have very good mix-ups. He doesn't have very good normals, really. Despite being a big body, like, his range is not that good. Only thing he really has going for him is that he has a good command throw and armor, so he's pretty weak. And then Adult Boo, once again, Adult Boo, Majin Buu, I can't decide. I definitely don't think Majin Buu's down here, but I don't know whether he belongs with these guys or with these guys. It's kind of a tough call for me. I might just make a snap judgment and put him down here. He doesn't have good normals, doesn't have good damage. All he has really are setups. He's got really good setups because he can restand the opponent. So he's really good at that. But other than that, he kind of struggles. I don't think he has any good projectiles, does he? You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. I've never really played him based on like what I've seen from tournaments and Majin Buu players that I've fought. His neutral seems awkward. His normals aren't good. Doesn't have good damage. So that's the problem. So I think I'm happy with this tier list. Like I said, you know, you can get away with playing everyone. Obviously, I play a low-tier character, like a mid-tier character, and another mid-tier character, and I do okay. So you can definitely get away with playing characters that you want. You're just going to have to try harder. Alright guys, that's it for the list. Do you think I was right or wrong or way off? Please let me know down in the comments. In case you missed the video from yesterday that kind of sparked this whole discussion, you can check it out here, or check out any of my many other Dragon Ball FighterZ videos. So that's going to be it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.